Are you eager to change the world? I will introduce you to 4 books that gave me the clarity, the mindset, and the tools to understand change making. And maybe they will do the same for you. I'm Michael, and I'm here to show you how transformation actually works. Welcome to the Change Age. So let's start off with book number 1. It's a big fella, and it's called The Dawn of Everything by David Graeber and David Wengrow. And it's a fascinating book, absolutely full-packed with understandings of how history could actually be understood alternatively. And it tells us a lot about how we actually can understand society. In this book, they ask a very valuable question, and that is, why are we stuck in the social systems that we have today? Why is it always capitalism? Why is it always either democracy or autocracy? And they dig very deeply into history. Graeber, he's an anthropologist, and Wengrow, he's an archaeologist. And they uncover stories of hundreds and thousands of years ago that show that actually society has been humans have tried to come up with a lot of different sets of living together, lots of different sets of societies. And they do it in such an eloquent way. It's a bigger book, but it doesn't matter because it's so exciting, it's so fascinating to read. And what this book tells me as a change maker is that society is in constant flux. It's never set in stone. We can change it, we can try new things, we can try new forms of living together. And that makes it very, very powerful, this book. I can absolutely highly recommend it. Book number 2 from the highly influential and amazing Donella Meadows, Thinking in Systems, a primer. Meadows gives an insight into how systems work. It's like a 101 on systems, and she goes from how to understand systems, how to work with systems, how to dissect them, and how to change them. And this book is an absolute must-read for every change maker because it gives you the insights that you need in order to change systems yourselves. Because, you know, everything around us is social systems. We create social systems as human beings, and understanding these systems is crucial in order to change society. So Donella Meadows gives us here a perfect first introduction into how systems can be understood and how systems can be changed. This 3rd book is probably the newest entry, the newest book that I have on my list, and it's by Anmai Chang, Lean Impact. I absolutely love this book because she goes into detail on how to create change in a lean way. So that means not to plan everything out, to have perfect plans on how to create positive social impact, because that's sometimes very difficult to do, right? I mean, situations change, probably people don't respond to your plans as you want to have them unfold. And what she does is to bring this kind of startup idea, this Silicon Valley idea, and transfers it into change making. And she does it in a very good way. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Silicon Valley, to be honest with you. And it could have been a book that just co-opts Silicon Valley startup bro culture into change making, and thereby being a very shallow and, I don't know, unpleasant book to read. But instead, she really applies insights from the lean startup methodology and transfers them, really. It transforms them into something new that change makers can use. And she puts a lot of different examples in this book. Examples from NGOs, from activists who have used a lean startup approach, or as she calls it, a lean impact approach, in order to bring change to society. Absolutely wonderful book. I've worked with it quite a lot. In one project that I've done, I have translated what she explains here more in a narrative way into more operationalized steps If you're interested, I will leave a link to the tool that I've developed with a bunch of other amazing people down in the description. And it's just a perfect book to start your journey as a change maker. If you enjoy this kind of information, don't forget to subscribe. I will put out more videos like this. I will go deeper into these books. I will work through them with you. And if you have found any book that you've liked so far, maybe drop a like. The last book on my list for change makers, absolute must-reads for change makers who are just starting out, is the Behavior Change Wheel. I love this book because it's very technical. It goes into detail on how to understand human behavior. Human behavior is at the basis of everything we do, right? I mean, human behavior is what we do per definition. And in order for us to change anything in society, we have to look at behavior, at human behavior. Not only of individuals, but also of compounded behavior, right? Of a lot of people coming together, behaving in a certain way, and then creating interesting, cool stuff, but also probably creating problems. This book is great because it gives you a very detailed explanation of how to understand human behavior and also how to change it. It's packed fully with lists and graphs and graphics, and it's just a very, very helpful book for you to understand what you should do in order to change behavior of human beings. And it dissects human behavior, the basis of human behavior, to be three things, and that's capability, opportunity, and motivation. If you understand these three things, then you can understand how humans behave, and then you can also intervene and change their behavior in a better way. I have used this book quite a lot in my work. As you can probably tell, it's a bit beaten up because I've worked with it so much. Just going through it, through the different chapters, looking at how I can apply this knowledge to my projects. Okay, that was 4 books that were very instrumental for me to become a change maker and to understand my craft. I would like to hear from you. What kind of books have inspired you? I'm always for the lookout for new books, interesting reads, right, where I can better understand society and how to change it. And while I put back my books in the library, here's a video about 3 lessons that I learned as a change maker. See you next time.